I'm not. It's not a threat. I'm going to sue you.
Oh.
Wait. I'm literally going to sue you for defamation.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
It is technically still a threat until he actually files a lawsuit, but he said that he's going to sue Noah Samsen, and he's very serious. But he also said he wanted to sue me. He said he wanted to sue me, and I guess he spoke to his lawyer, and he's like, dude, she played a clip of my show where I talked about Giardia for 5 minutes straight. This is defamation, right? And the lawyer was like, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. It's not defamation if someone plays a clip of what you said and then repeats it. That'll be another $5,000, please. And he's like, my lawyer can't do shit. My lawyer can't do shit. So Noah Samsen made a video. It's an hour long. I don't know how much of it we can watch, but we will try. I wanted to see him talking about how he's going to sue Noah Samsen.
He literally. Let me pull this up and show
Thanks,
you guys.
dude.
Let me show you what.
Get it. Get the bag, dude.
Yeah, you got to get that bag for sure. He's going to fund the revolution, right?
For sure.
Wait, why am I here? I didn't mean to go to his Instagram. Okay. So this man, I'm front and center, of course. I am the king of this shit. This man flipped through a catalog of destroyed images of Gaza till he found the perfect one. He's like, oh, this is the one that I can utilize the most. And then added a fucking, the genocide support YouTubers response. And this fucking guy, join Proton Mail. Use my free link. A fucking advert right at the top, man. Like, they say,
which, like, I've already talked about this as well. Noah Samsen has been one of the best YouTubers on the front of Gaza. Not that there aren't lots of people that have talked about Gaza and have actually tried to open people's eyes about it. But he has done a lot of content, like videos about the genocide in Gaza. And I just want to like pull up Noah Samsen's YouTube so you guys can see. He has full videos dedicated to it where obviously the videos can't get monetized because he's talking about a genocide. And you can see like, here's this video, manufacturing consent for genocide. And the headline is from the New York Times. It says, Israel keeps up attacks in Gaza despite truce. And he crosses out everything but Israel to make it Israel violates ceasefire. And this is not like slop. And you can see these videos, the videos that aren't drama farming, they get 128,000 views. And he does them anyways because it's important to educate. In the same way that I will still do that on my stream. I will spend portions of my stream showing you guys the news because it's important to show what's happening. Like one of the directors from No Other Land, who was captured and then beaten and held by the IDF and has since luckily been freed. Let me see if I can find it. Hamdan. Oscar-winning Palestinian director is attacked by Israeli settlers and detained by the army. Israeli settlers beat up one of the Palestinian co-directors of the Oscar-winning film No Other Land on Monday in the occupied West Bank before he was detained by the Israeli military. According to two fellow directors and other witnesses, the filmmaker Hamdan Belal was one of the 3 Palestinians detained in the village of Sisiya. According to attorney Leah Tzmel, who is representing them, police told her that they were being held at a military base for medical treatment, but she said Tuesday morning she had not been able to reach them and had no further information. Like, they tried to disappear him. Well, first of all, the settlers tried to lynch him, and I can't imagine he was treated very well while he was detained. But because he has such presence, I guess, public presence, he's luckily since been freed. But like, this is like a real concern. Notoriety, thank you. This is like a real concern that you have if you speak out about Israel and you speak out about the treatment that Palestinians have to deal with, right? If you live in the West Bank, this is a real concern for you, right? And so he's covered a lot of these stories before, and he's talked about, like, you can see, like, this is murder. Israel struck him. People came to help. Then they struck again. He spoke up for Gaza. MSNBC didn't post the interview. Israeli settlers are coming for Gaza. Raise your hand for Gaza. He bulldozed Palestinians alive. CNN is concerned about his mental health. The Gaza healthcare letters. You know, like, he's made so many videos back to back to back about the genocide in Gaza. And this is a common thing that YouTubers do as well, where they have to balance, I mean, streamers as well, where you balance like drama slop and actual news. And it's because YouTube will not promote your content if all you do is talk about the genocide in Gaza, and because the content can't be monetized. And two, people have a limit to how much bad news that they can see any given day. Drama slop, you can watch all day, all night if you wanted to. And so, yeah, he balances like doing the drama slop, covering these YouTubers. And I think it's fine if he wants to monetize those videos. I think he should be able to monetize some of his videos that happen to be about Gaza. I think that that's fair. I don't know what universe where it's like, how dare he want to take sponsors for spending his time trying to cover something important? Like, what is this stupid ass fucking idea?
It's a Holocaust. It's a genocide. It's the worst thing, right? It's horrible.
Also, considering the fact that, again, YouTube demonetizes all of these fucking videos.
Disagree.
The only reason that people like me and Hassan and Mike and Sean and Gremlo can do what we do on Twitch is because of your guys' support. That's it.
Your argument, Denims, and I get it, but I just think you're ignoring the fact that in terms of male human and female human mating.
Criminal pink, stop. Thank you for the 36 months.
But if he did feel that way, I would, like, if you were like, hey man, I'm doing a video about the Holocaust, would you really put a link? Fucking like ad?
Me personally, yes.
Yeah, you would.
Yes,
That's
it's
why I love it.
streaming.
But like, some topics are too serious. But yeah, I don't know. I love the idea of him just flipping through the rubble of Gaza to look for a fucking good thumbnail. Like, that's kind of callous and weird, isn't it? Yeah, so when he doesn't make a video
What?
basically defaming a bunch of random YouTubers, he gets no views. His video from 9 days ago has 120,000. The YouTubers who backed the genocide, which was the first one, he has me, Lonerbox, Tom Dark, Muda, and Destiny in the thumbnail. And once again, he's flexing on the rubble. He's like, yo, look at this rubble. Ethan's pointing at it.
If Destiny was my roommate, I'd get him laid all the time.
I know it, man.
Why did that clip get played? I don't understand. I don't.
So he got 800,000 on this one, which is a lot of views for him. He's not a very talented creator. You'll see if you watch his videos. So, and then he's continued to
We
milk
found out
it.
he's a great editor, though.
He's a terrible editor, in fact, actually. He has no.
That's I'll leave all the rest of this to you. This is your fight. But when we get to the editing section,
You can.
I got things to say.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you can contribute there. Denial and deflection. So his new one came out, and it's getting him more views, which is good. This guy, anytime it comes to like cite an actual source, he goes, "Watch Bad Empanada for more details." Like, he consistently sends it off to like the most deranged lunatic on the left as like a trusted source of information. But he essentially, he does the Bad Empanada doctrine. He just says the most inflammatory thing, the most inflammatory title. And the thing is, with these leftists, the truth doesn't matter. Hypocrisy doesn't matter.
Dude, saying the truth doesn't matter as Ethan Klein is crazy. It's so
Nothing matters.
crazy.
All they want is to feel righteous and angry and to point like I mean, at the end of the day, let's say that I do back a genocide. Let's say, I mean, I don't. There's no evidence I don't. I do. The only evidence he showed in his first video, by the way, that I back a genocide, is that he said I collaborate with Destiny. I'm a collaborator with Destiny because I
In an hour-long video, that's all he did. Sure. Also, the Freudian slip there.
pulled a few memes from his subreddit.
Yeah, let's go back.
Like, I mean, at the end of the day, let's say that I do back a genocide. Let's say, I mean, I don't. There's no evidence I don't. I do. The only evidence he showed in his first video, by the way, that I back a genocide, is that he said I collaborate with Destiny. I'm a collaborator with Destiny because I pulled a few memes from his subreddit. That's literally all he had to justify me being a fucking
There's literally a clip of Ethan Klein very recently saying, I can try and find it, but there's a clip of him very recently saying, Israel has to bomb these hospitals because Hamas is in them.
genocider. I mean, I'll watch the clip where he says, he lays out his whole argument, actually in the beginning of this one.
It's actually in this episode?
But like, even if that's true, let's say, which it's not, how does this help Gaza? Like, how does this help?
Was it this one?
Command centers under hospitals. They literally put fucking command centers under hospitals. That's not even debated.
Like, I don't even... Israeli evidence of Hamas command center in El Shifa hospital falls short. Israel reveals signs of Hamas activity at Shifa, but a promised command center remains elusive. It's unclear where the second assault rifle came from in this CNN article about how there actually wasn't anything that they could find that proved that there was a command center under El Shifa. And he's pushing this propaganda. He's pushing this propaganda talking point from Israel that it's okay, they have to bomb these hospitals because Hamas is using them as command centers. And by the way, that doesn't make it okay to bomb the hospitals, actually. But more importantly, they haven't provided any proof or evidence that there actually is a command center under any of these hospitals. Their best proof so far was that they found guns in an MRI machine. And the Hamas calendar. Ethan Klein only praises Palestinians if it fits his narratives. If they rebel against Israeli occupation, they're terrorists. But if it's against Hamas, they're brave. Also, they're called Palestinians, Ethan. Most of them aren't from Gaza. Remember, you and your wife took their land. May Gaza protect these brave Gazans. Or sorry, may God, protect these brave Gazans. And here's this CNN article talking about Palestinians demonstrated against Hamas in northern Gaza on Tuesday in what appeared to be the largest protest against the militant group since its attacks on Israel on October 7th. Video obtained by CNN showed large crowds, estimated to be thousands of people by a CNN journalist on the ground, marching through the streets of Beit Lahia in northern Gaza, chanting, "For God's sakes, Hamas out, Hamas terrorists, and we want an end to the war." Like, this is the only instance where he, I mean, I think he puts it very well.
The fucking people in Gaza right now who are under a 2-week...
Shouldn't it be spelled God with like a hyphen? Because I thought in Judaism you don't allow spelling out of God's names or tattoos. Well, I mean, the Abrahamic religions in general don't really like tattoos because it's like defacing your body that God gave you and whatever. But like most people don't. Most people are not religious. They're just are the thing that they grew up with, which is exactly what's happening here. Like, he doesn't actually care about following any of the religious doctrines. He just wants to be able to say that he's Jewish so that he can defend Israel actively, for example, bombing hospitals.
Blockade, who haven't had like resources or food or water or anything sent in there in 2 weeks from this blockade. How does this help them? Like, and the answer, of course, is that it doesn't. And he's and of course, the answer is that this is a drama slop video that he's doing for attention and money, because it doesn't materially help the people of Gaza. He's not donating.
What exactly does Ethan want Noah Samsen to do? Like, you're not allowed to talk about Gaza unless you're willing to donate all of your money. Like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It sounds like you're just pissed that people are shitting on you and it makes you upset.
Any of the money. He's certainly fucking fully commercializing them. He's putting ads. He's putting fucking ads on this, man. Like, the least he could do is donate the money he makes on these to, like, some Gaza charity. He should. He honestly should.
I mean, like, you guys have to understand that for Ethan, these are all just like whatever he just comes up with random arguments on the spot because he gets upset that people criticize him. This is like, someone sent me this clip. Hassan was responding to Acid Communist's tweet about Ethan Klein's stories. And he says, Ethan left this platform because he's terrified of people correcting him. That's why he won't have any of the countless content creators he smears as anti-Semites on his stream. He's worried his audience might learn the truth, that he's lying about everyone from his hug box. This is true. Ethan Klein admitted that he went to therapy because he couldn't handle criticism. Now he just threatens to sue, silence, and deplatform anyone who says anything mean about him on the internet. These are all empty threats of a rich guy who throws his money around.
I have a natural aversion to criticism specifically, which is something that I've been learning about myself through therapy, which I've started recently. And so throughout my career, let me start from the top. I'm getting ahead of myself. What have people been saying about me recently? Okay. That I'm a hypocrite, that I prioritize money over everything else, that I've thrown friends under the bus, that I'm ignorant and poorly informed and spread misinformation, that I'm arrogant, that I cannot handle criticism, and that I've used people, just to name a couple of the reoccurring themes. I'm sure there's so much more you could say about me. And let me just say this, okay, for the record, that I am guilty
donate money to
of all of
Gaza,
those.
but also raising money for Gaza does nothing to help.
And I'm not going to quantify it or make excuses or anything. I've done those things. I'm guilty of those things, and this is something that I've been aware of myself over the last 2 years or so, is that I have been kind of slipping into a very unhealthy place mentally, and I want to try to go through this and make sense of it. Okay, so it's been kind of a slow-moving process. It's been like a self-fulfilling process in a way, where it's gotten worse and worse, and I get criticized more and more, and I get more defensive and more holed up. And I went, and early on in our YouTube career, I went very early on to somebody that was like universally liked. I remember in like 2016, I could do no wrong on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And like on Reddit, everybody loved us.
Mm-hmm.
We were voted like Reddit, or Reddit's YouTube channel of the year or something in 2016. And like the concept of being criticized on that level was something I hadn't dealt with. And I think the problem was that people had me very high on a pedestal back then. I mean, people thought very highly of me. And there's no doubt that at the time, it definitely started to go to my head as well. And I'm pretty sure.
I wonder if this sounds like something that's happening currently.
Looking back, that I started to become more arrogant and overconfident, and on some probably deep, unconscious level, a feeling of almost infallibility, that I could take anything on. That when I had like this, and I really did. I mean, it's hard to come to terms with that and to confront that, because at the time you'll never rationally be like, oh, I'm out of control. I need to tone it down, right? And so because of this combination of like overconfidence and feeling like I could take everything on, it led me to make a lot of mistakes. And then when I was criticized.
Sounds like you should hit up that therapist again, man. I mean, literally, word for word.
I haven't seen this. I'm off Twitter.
I thought it was a little bit funny.
People joke at me when I say that because my stories, but I see all that shit on Reddit. I erased my burner account even like a week ago.
Oh, okay.
Good.
I'm out.
All right.
The one thing I like about the stories is that
People can't argue with you.
exactly nobody can bait me into fucking arguing with them.
That's a good compromise.
Yeah, I
Uh,
haven't seen this. I'm off Twitter.
I thought it was a little bit
Sure,
funny.
People joke at me when I say that because my stories, but I see all that shit on Reddit. I erased my burner account even like.
He literally is saying it. He's literally saying, I can't take any criticism. This is a known issue. This is a known bug. Developers are not working on it. We will not fix this issue. Also, I can't handle being criticized, which is why I post on Instagram stories and why I removed Twitter. Like, I don't know how anyone is still. Dude, he just like lives in this guy's head. Hassan fans be like, And it's this clip from like the chick who pulls down the Greek flag. Wh- uh, this clip is very funny, by the way, but like, dude, oh my god, dude. Anyways, sure, let's see it, man. Let me see if I can find the clip. Where he threatens to sue him. It's in this
Right, at
segment.
minimum,
The
like
segment's really
10%
long.
of the revenue from this video will go. You know, I mean, that's like phoning it in, but even that,
Even
at a
that.
minimum.
I mean, listen, if you're going to use the rubble of Gaza in your thumbnail, you should donate the money. You should do that. These two videos, you should not keep the money. At least be consistent on.
It's just, I have no words, man. Here, this one. I found it.
A bread tuber, a lefty. I mean, he's like a revolutionary who's just waiting for someone else to start the revolution so he can talk about it.
Just to be clear, he's saying he wants to sue Noah for being defamatory against him by saying that he runs defense for the genocidal state of Israel. Meanwhile, here he is in that same podcast episode. Thank you to Mr. Meagles and all the other people who posted this link. Here's the longer version of it.
I think it's, I mean, listen, I feel like this is a force that's going to help end the war, not fucking keeping hostages and underground and like sending, just continuing to provoke Israel to attack them and putting fucking like military complexes under hospitals, its own people for political gain, is lying to themselves, dude. Holy shit. They literally put fucking command centers under hospitals. That's not even debated. They were keeping some of the hostages in hospitals too. It seems like a lot of them ran through hospitals. That's it. I mean, it's just logical, right? Like that's their best play. That's all they have. And so they do it. So I say, God protect these brave Gazans. Meanwhile, Hassan spent all day on Elon's app again.
Incredible. Just amazing. Just beautiful. Just everything about it is just beautiful. Just every part. Oh my goodness, man. Acid Communist can make a fucking clip, dude. The day I make an enemy of Acid Communist, it's over. I'm sorry. If I've ever offended you, Acid Communist, I just want you to know I love you. You are our greatest soldier. Please. Like, to talk about how destroyed so many of the hospitals are because Israel keeps fucking destroying them and bombing them, and then say, well, they have to do it though. They have to destroy them. And you know what? They should just destroy them to oblivion anyways, because there's not that much standing anyways. And we have to get Hamas. And then to say after that, I have to sue Noah because he's being defamatory against me by pretending like I run defense for Israel's genocide.
Make a bunch of money.
Oh, nice.
But he made now 2 videos calling me a genocide supporter, provided 0 evidence. And well, I'm going to get into some of it, not too much. I know he wants me to respond to every point in his video, which I will do in a much more formal setting.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Some sort of symposium?
No, he said, well, he started his second video by saying, Ethan's threatened to sue me. It's not a threat. I'm going to sue you.
Oh.
Wait.
I'm literally going to sue you for defamation.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
And I can't wait for you. You know, you can do your cute little videos and all that kinds of business on your YouTube channel. But when it comes to, you know, I'd love to see you reason out in a court document about how I and Mutahar support genocide. I really look forward to that, you know?
Why are you so cute when you talk shit?
Well, that's nice.
God bless his lawyer. He's making so much money, man. Man. Whew. Ethan is the king of clickbait titles and thumbnails. If he actually tries to sue Noah over this, he'll open himself up to hundreds of people suing him. Yeah, people were saying the tattoo is speaking through Ethan like the Green Goblin. Like on days where Hila isn't at the building, like when she's not in the show, when she's not in the showroom, like he can hear her speaking through the tattoo and she's like, say that the hospitals are Hamas. Do it, coward. Do it. And he's like, oh, the hospitals are Hamas. Okay. Hospitals are Hamas. They're all Hamas. We have to bomb all of them. They're all Hamas. Okay. You're weak. You're weak. No, I'm not. No. Oh my God, dude. Jesus. His life is so hard, dude. His life is so hard. He has the most difficult life of any YouTuber that's ever been around, ever. And here's like more, I guess, up from this stream of him doing this. I don't know if this is the...
I mean, listen, I feel like this is a force that's going to help end the war, not fucking keeping hostages and underground and like sending, just continuing to provoke Israel.
Oh, this is just yeah. Like, I just don't know what also, wouldn't you not want to bomb the hostages if they were under the hospital? I mean, there's so many points here. Like, the hospitals are so destroyed, so who cares if we bomb them some more? There's hostages under there, but who cares? Let's bomb them anyways. There are Hamas members in there, so who cares that there are people who aren't Hamas?
A Death sign will appear at the sky to assemble the pro-genocide squad.
Like, there's so many aspects of it that are totally fucked. Like, I don't even know what you do. I don't even know how you salvage this. Like, literally, I don't understand. And then Mutahar also got really mad about this video. And he said this, which I thought was very funny. Or aren't you supposed to get sued by him? He's not going to sue me, dude. He has nothing. He doesn't have a case against me. He doesn't have a case against me. I promise you. He went to his lawyer and he's like, look, she played a clip from my show. And in the show, I say all this stuff about poop. But then she said that I said that. Can we sue her for defamation? Like, you can't sue someone for defamation because they paraphrased what you said. That's not defamation. That's not defamation, dude. Can I sue her for defecation? Anyways, Mutahar put this out. I think the best part about this is like he didn't even bother to proofread this shit. In the last couple weeks, a YouTuber, Noah Samsen, he also spelled Noah Samsen wrong, has uploaded a few videos labeling me as a genocide supporter in the title and the thumbnail of my video, of the video. Today, me and the team sat down, the team and I, sat down to watch them and could not find a single clip of me supporting the Israeli government or any of its genocidal practices. Normally, I'd not engage with this discourse, but this has affected my biasness. Oh my, your team? Did you not tell your team to fucking proofread this? Jesus. It has affected my business and has bleed into my personal life. You need a new team. Like, you need a new team. You need a new team. As a Muslim, I have always supported my people, and I've never talked about this topic with much political knowledge. That said, you've always supported your people, but you've also never talked about this political issue. Okay. That said, you don't need to be knowledgeable to stand against injustices by the IDF. Journalists and civilians have This run-on sentence is killing me. Journalists and civilians have recently been killed in a wave of attacks, ending a short-lived ceasefire. That is never okay and needs to end, and I hope in my lifetime it does. In regards to Noah and his defamation, period. What the fuck is this sentence? I never want to financially harm or bring a lawsuit to a creator, but slander like this is far too extreme and unchecked, which is at this time we are exploring legal action against Noah for defamation/slander, which is why at this time, just, oh my God, dude, open the schools, open the schools, open the schools, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. Part of defamation is proving that it damaged you in a material or financial way. I mean, there are some things that are like defamation per se that you don't need to prove damages for. I don't know if calling someone a genocide supporter is one of those things. So I can't comment on that. He's Canadian, no excuse for him to be this stupid. Yeah, correct. At least have ChatGPT proofread it, dude. It doesn't even, you don't even have to do it if you're too lazy, dude. Oh my God. But yeah, he's sure, man, sure. This is gonna be a crazy case. Okay. This is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be insane. This is gonna be insane. And this is the video. Again, I don't know if we'll have time to watch the whole thing, but we can definitely
Since
watch
I
some of
released
it.
my video, The YouTubers Who Backed a Genocide, there have been some developments. Ethan Klein responded to the video with an Instagram story shortly after its release, where he wrote, "God, these bread tubers are such pathetic fucking rats. When the fuck did I ever support a genocide? I criticize your idol Hassan, and you all resort to straight up character assassination and horrific lies. A campaign which resulted in the CPS call and harassment like I've never experienced in my 15 years on YouTube. Fuck you and fuck your movement. Socialism deserves better representatives." Soon after this post, Ethan brought my video up during his live show where he threatened to sue me.
So this fucking little scumbag here who put me and Mutahar, Turkey Tom, and Destiny in a thumbnail and said the YouTubers who backed a genocide. This is fucking disgusting. And I'm not okay living in this world where these little fucking punk ass scumbags can just say this shit and get away with it. Like accusing people, usually defamation can be all different types of things. Someone supporting genocide, we throw this term around a lot. That's one of the most, I mean, can you say something more?
When you say we have to bomb these Hamas hospitals, even though they have hostages in them, that is a genocidal talking point. That is a pro-IDF talking point. You are defending Israel's recent attacks and their bombing campaigns against Gaza. That you are explicitly supporting it by saying that. When did he say we need to bomb them? I just showed the clip like 5 times on screen.
Up about somebody, then that sounds pretty defamatory. And again, I'm not taking any prisoners. If my attorney thinks there's anything in here, if he thinks that there's like a decent shot of defamation, I'm suing this fucking piece of shit, little scumbag.
So he is threatening to sue me for defamation on the grounds that accusing someone of supporting genocide is messed up. I can think of something even more messed up than accusing someone of supporting genocide, which is, actually supporting genocide. I can't imagine that it's pleasant to be confronted with the idea that you might be supporting a genocide, so the instinct here to deflect and deny without even offering any sort of actual defense against the points is an entirely predictable response. This is how the liberal media class will operate in the coming decades when it's time to answer for their crimes of manufacturing consent for a genocide. They will simply say, "No, I didn't." If they say anything at all, most of them won't. It's happened throughout history. It happened with the Vietnam War. It happened with the invasion of Iraq, and it'll happen again with Gaza. What makes Gaza a bit different, though, is that unlike prior US-backed atrocities abroad, we all know what's been happening there the entire time. Israel's genocide of Palestinians in Gaza has been called the first ever live-streamed genocide because we've seen the entire thing as it's happened with high-definition cell phone video. The mass destruction, the ruthless attacks on the healthcare system, the deliberate targeting of men, women, children, medics, aid workers, the intentional starvation used by Israel as a weapon of war, and then the massacres that followed that starvation when Palestinians crowded around aid trucks trying to get what little food Israel was allowing into the Strip, the 20,000 slain children, many of them slaughtered with their entire families, the IDF terrorists recording and posting their war crimes, acts of humiliation, degradation, their torture and rape of Palestinians, the full support of Israel throughout all of these atrocities, the vile, dehumanizing racism that is required to uphold a project like this.
I just think we need to kill them, every one of them, and that's it. And if not that, because the country will not let that happen, the government. Just the least we can do is just kick them out of our land, because this is our home, this is our land, and we deserve it.
What do you think about Palestinians?
That I hate them, and I wish they all died. We didn't stop, and we killed everyone.
You're gonna kill everyone?
Yes, yes!
You guys are animals. You guys are f***ing animal
You killed 10,000 kids.
10,000 terrorists that would grow up to be the next. 10,000 kids that would grow up to be the next terrorist. That's what it is.
Really?
Because it's Palestine.
But I'm Palestinian. Does that mean I'm a
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm a
Mm-hmm.
Do you want Palestinians in Gaza to die?
Yes.
All of them?
Yes.
Oh my God.
We've seen all of this, which is why the whole "no, I didn't" defense doesn't hold up, because, you know, yes, you did. We have you on video during this genocide that everyone saw, spreading propaganda that's been used to justify that genocide.
It's so vile to deny the suffering and trauma of the victims just because you need your heroes at Hamas to be perfect.
My friends, defeating our brutal enemies requires both courage and clarity. Clarity begins by knowing the difference between good and evil. And these monsters, they rape women, they burnt babies alive. Many anti-Israel protesters, many choose to stand with evil. They stand with Hamas. They stand with rapists and murderers.
The Gazan Health Ministry, which, by the way, Gaza Health Ministry is run by Hamas, terrorist organization. I think a lot of people are all too happy to not look too deep into these things. But again, Gaza Health Ministry is Hamas. There was more Jews displaced than Palestinians during the Nakba.
We have you on video attacking and delegitimizing the only groups in the world militarily resisting that genocide, with arguments plucked directly from the U.S. State Department, the #1 material supporter.
To be a perfect victim will be the death of society.
Yep. Lemons, thank you for the 5 gift subs, by the way. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, they want Gazans to, like, roll over. They want Palestinians to roll over. And even when they do that, Israel will just continue killing everyone.
Of the genocide.
Terrorist groups.
We have you on video attacking and delegitimizing the most prominent media figures in the YouTube space who have been advocating against the genocide and breaking down the propaganda used to justify it.
Hassan loves all terrorists.
We have you on video running defense for the primary architects of the genocide.
Just the other day, Bibi fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about, and he fired him because they had a disagreement, and that's like so Trump coded.
Well, he was like a moderating voice in the war room.
Yeah.
This is the good guy in moderating voice. We need a complete siege of Gaza. No electricity, no food, no fuel, no water. Everything is closed. We're fighting animals and we act accordingly. Right, that's what it said, right? Sorry, I just wanted to make sure. We're fighting human animals. And we act accordingly.
We have you on video attempting to portray the perpetrator of that genocide as some kind of beautiful, free, diverse, democratic state.
We're planning to go to Israel in June with my parents and all the kids. It's going to be such a great trip. And I'm actually really excited to go there. I want to show you guys.
You haven't been there in so long.
It's been a long fucking time. What I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that. When you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it like it's some super racist, crazy, like Jim Crow style of society. Like, I can't wait to show you guys how beautiful, how multicultural, how free it feels for people, or just it's a beautiful place. It is. It's one of the most diverse.
I don't know how you can say, I really need to highlight this clip again. I really need to highlight this clip again.
I feel like this is a force that's going to help end the war, not fucking keeping hostages and underground and continuing to provoke Israel to attack them. And putting fucking like military complexes
What is playing right now? Sorry.
under hospitals. You know, Hamas's design from the beginning is to get as many people killed as possible. Think about it this way. Hassan wasn't there as far as I know. He was not live on October 7th, though, curiously.
Shut up.
Okay, fair enough. Just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
And putting fucking like military complexes under hospitals.
They're putting military complexes under hospitals. This has been unsubstantiated. This is still unsubstantiated. We are still waiting for Israel to show us the command center under El Shifa.
You know, Hamas's design from the beginning is to get as many people killed as
And earlier said that this is just to provoke Israel. And he already thinks Israel has a right to defend itself. So if you think, one, Hamas is putting military bases under hospitals, which again has yet to be proven by Israel after having destroyed and raided these hospitals. Then two, Israel has a right to defend itself. And three, that Hamas is provoking Israel. Where does that take you? The only place that takes you is Israel is allowed to bomb as many hospitals as they want. If you believe in all three of these things, that's what that means.
And underground and like sending, continuing to provoke Israel to attack them.
DJ Keno, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thank you.
Places I've ever been.
These people all seem to believe that in order for someone to back a genocide, they need to like look into the camera and say, I support genocide. I think it's good. More of that, please. And while we do have examples of certain parties to the conflict here doing just that, like Destiny and Asmongold.
I'm not going to cry a fucking river when people who have genocide that's baked into their laws are getting genocided. I don't give a fuck. They're terrible people.
I'm pro-genocide. Like, it sounds really shitty, but like...
Excuse me, okay. Asmongold apologized for that. He apologized for that. Stop.
I think that Israel should just drop its fucking borders about where it is now, and basically Palestinians can go live in another place.
The most common and effective way to back a genocide doesn't look like that. Mainstream Western outlets don't say those Palestinian kids deserve to be killed. No, they say that some kids died when bombs dropped, that Israel says it was dropping on Hamas, which is a US designated terrorist organization. The mainstream Western media doesn't say that there are no innocent civilians in Gaza. They simply quote the death tolls as being reported by the Hamas, aka terrorist-run health ministry, and then report uncritically the IDF saying that most of them are soldiers actually, and soldiers are terrorists by the way, so who's to say what's actually true? The mainstream Western media doesn't say that Yemeni children deserve to die because they're all Houthi terrorists. They simply cite the Houthi-run health ministry, aka terrorist-run health ministry. So when the US and Saudi Arabia kill those children, it's a sad event and the overall morally righteous fight against terrorists. Terrorism is bad, remember, and terrorists are the bad guys. So if some kids died while they were going after terrorists, you know, I guess that's just war. We saw the same response of no, I didn't from Mutahar of the large YouTube channel Some Ordinary Gamers. When Hassan Piker shared my video on his Instagram story, Mutahar responded to this post writing, I get watching other people's videos is all you're really good at, but try vetting out slander before promoting. I have never defended or backed the Israeli genocide on innocent Gazans. Never will I ever. Following this, there was a bit of a back and forth. Hassan responded to Mutahar on Twitter, writing, in your only video on Gaza, you admit to not knowing about politics, you try to cover Israel-Palestine as drama slop for a centrist audience, you defend Asmongold for his inferior cultures and genocide comment, then attack pro-Palestinian voices. Mutahar wrote back, yes, I do admit to not being an expert on the topic. I didn't cover it as a drama since it isn't one. Serious situations with dead people and attacks happening every day. I just don't downplay and sugarcoat violent organizations like you. Also didn't defend Asman in vid. Later, Hassan wrote, "We were a year into the genocide here. This was your only video on the topic. It downplayed and ran defense for Asmongold's takes, while the bulk of your commentary revolved around how evil the pro-Palestinian streamers were from clips you compiled off of snark Reddits." Mutahar's final response was, "It's almost as if the bulk of the commentary matched what the video was titled and centered about, Twitch allowing violent and unfiltered rhetoric from your camp on its platform. The clips were actually sourced from the creators who streamed them." So what do we make of this exchange? Well, first, Mutahar denied covering the genocide as drama, but that's exactly what he did. He has never once uploaded a video covering this topic, except for when that coverage was filtered through a smear campaign that was making the rounds in the commentary community about a content creator they all don't like. You know, Hassan Bad. He denies defending Asmongold in his video, once again making no effort to actually defend himself on that point, but that's also false. Mutahar whitewashed Asmongold's comments further than anyone else, really. He went so far as to change the content of what Asmongold actually said to make it seem like he wasn't talking about Palestinians when he was.
In this situation, one could, if they were to extend the charitability, could say that Asmongold was probably referring to extremists in the Islamic religion.
Even Asmongold himself admitted that that's what he said when he apologized. This is why he was banned. Now, whether Mutahar stands by this characterization of Asmongold's genocidal rhetoric or not is a different question, but he did do that, and the record shows this. His video is still uploaded on his channel. You can go watch it. Denying this seems to be just indicative of a lack of reflection on his part. Entirely predictable, but worth noting nonetheless. The "no, I didn't" defense is the expected response from centrists and liberal Zionists alike, but I don't know how well it'll hold up in court. "I didn't back genocide. How could you say that? I just sat silently the entire time it happened, except for the one time I spoke up, which was actually to attack pro-Palestine activists with bad faith smears that originate from a community of openly genocidal Zionists."
I'm pro-genocide.
Again, it's because these people think that the only way to be pro-genocide is to say that you love Israel and you love everything that Israel does. But the reality is much more complicated than that. If you are running defense for the people that are committing a genocide, you are supporting that genocide by virtue of defending that. It's like Kanye West getting on and saying, like, well, maybe not Kanye, because Kanye went as far as to talk about how much he loves Hitler. But it's like saying, like, oh, actually a very good example, Amaranth saying, well, they just went too far. Nazi Germany just went too far. Like, no, you are defending the state that became genocidal. You can't just pull out at the last second and be like, ah, ha, 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 he. It's okay, I didn't support it because I only said some of it was good. Like, you're not, huh?
Genocide.
They're terrible people.
Best of luck to you in your legal endeavors should you pursue them. I don't know how well that'll hold up, but have fun, I guess. In his last tweet, Mutahar seems to deny his participation in the smear campaign, writing, "The clips were sourced from the creators who streamed them." This is false. Mutahar did not source these clips from Hassan's stream. He sourced these clips directly from the smear website. He cited the website out loud and said, "Go check it out, guys."
Now, there's a website known as DanClancySucks.com, where it goes through a treasure trove of some of the most popular streamers on the site. One of the most popular political streamer, Hassan Piker.
As we went over, this website is a compilation of out-of-context clips and arguments attacking pro-Palestine creators that openly embraces the support of genocidal Zionist organizations like the ADL and genocidal Zionist politicians like Richie Torres. The community from which all of these allegations originate is that of a content creator who says things like this.
He is interviewing the guy who's about to go do some shit to get himself killed, basically. That's what's going to happen. We know from this point, that's what's going to happen. So he walks away, gets back a little bit, and then he sets up behind this thing, right? Is this concealment, I guess? Not cover, concealment, right? Because I think the tank's over here. So now he can capture the footage right here. He sees the guys walking, knowing that they're about to get shot, because that's what's going to happen. And then eventually they get shot and everything is, this is it. It's like act 1, 2, and 3. It's like all here. Now this guy is down. He's dead. These guys are like... and fatally wounded. They're not even running. They're not even like cowering and running away and screaming in fear. There's like, okay, well, they did it. We got our shots. Okay, is this guy done? Oh, shit. Well, okay. Well, we brought the white flag so we can put that over the bleeding part, assuming he got shot in it actually, right? Flag and then this guy, what, is this guy running back to grab the wife?
By this stage, the man's wife, his widow, has heard what happened.
And then like, what does this mean? The wife has heard what happened. Like, bro, this is crazy. I'm sorry. The tracking live movement shot of the lady running up to her dead husband? Like, what is this?
By this stage, the man's wife, his widow, has heard what happened.
Somebody went back and told her, right? The 5 martyrs that walked forward, your husband was the unlucky guy. He drew the short stick today, so come
Guys, I trust the sex criminal to have empathy.
forward, cry for us on camera. Do you think the guy intentionally wanted to get killed? No, I don't think he wanted to die. I don't think they were thinking they were going to die, but they probably were hoping to get shot at, or maybe, so you're saying the woman was acting? I don't think the woman was acting. She probably was sincerely sad. Her husband got fucking killed, but I think they were farming TikTok clips. I mean, remember
They were farming TikTok clips.
people, not these people, I mean these people, actually, yeah, like have suicide bombers. So it's not that big of a stretch to imagine that they would be willing to get shot. However, now I haven't gone down this road because this is way more, it would require me to make a lot more assumptions, but it's also possible he didn't get shot, right? Now, do we know the name of the guy? Is he actually dead? Do we even know if this is his wife? These are a whole bunch of questions that would be valid. Now, if I was way more on the pro-Zionist side, I would be asking those questions. Who is this guy? Do we even know if he's actually fucking dead? Like, we don't actually see the wound, right? It seems like they don't have any problem showing anything else. Like, why just the white flag so that it can look all bloody? Like, show us the actual gunshot. You have no problem showing other violence, right? What Pallywood means is that you're capturing intentional video footage to sell a certain narrative about what's going on, basically. So Pallywood might be, well, this, right?
Like actually using the word Pallywood.
So the idea is that like 4 innocent civilians are like walking up and you just want like a clip here of the IDF shooting them for no reason because they're civilians with white flags. And you kind of ignore the fact that like, okay, well, they're in a battle zone in an area they were told to evacuate from, and they're going back to try to release somebody that was captured. Like that's like Pallywood, I think. You're essentially provoking the enemy to take what is largely a justified action and then trying to say that it's like indiscriminate civilian killing. It's like a setup. It's not fake, but they're doing it to themselves.
Speaking of that guy, Destiny, the genocidal Zionist sex criminal video game streamer, he also had a crack at responding to my video where he made some interesting points. Destiny criticized my characterization of the 2018 Gaza border protests as being overwhelmingly peaceful by citing instances of violent actions that protesters took part in during the 2018 border.
Dude, we got to bring back dueling. We got to bring back dueling.
Protests, or the Great March of Return, which were recognized by human rights organizations as being overwhelmingly peaceful.
Overwhelmingly peaceful. Just as a quick thing, because people love to talk about the Great March of Return, the Peaceful March of Return. All of this is like the Peaceful Great March of Return. Remember this, okay? This is all the Peaceful Great March of Return.
Now, when I used the word overwhelmingly in my video, I used it as the word is meant to be used, which is to mean overwhelmingly, which means what the word means, which is to a very great degree or with a great majority.
Overwhelmingly.
Some instances of violence during these protests do not contradict my use of this word. The protests were overwhelmingly nonviolent, which is exactly what the UN report found.
The protest camps set up along the fence can make you do a double take. In parts, they look like a community festival, a carnival, a fair, like a distant cousin to Burning Man. Women prepare falafel sandwiches. Barbers give haircuts and trim beards. Lip syncers and dancers perform in the shade. Actors ham it up playing cruel Israeli soldiers. Families come with their children.
Ultimately, though, regardless of how the protests were characterized overall, the reason I brought them up in my video was as evidence that Israel has a history of intentionally targeting Palestinian civilians for slaughter. That's what the UN report found. Israeli snipers intentionally targeted medics, journalists, men, women, children, elderly people, and disabled people. Cite whatever instances of property damage, tire burning, flag planting, rock throwing you want. These are irrelevant to the fact that Israel intentionally targeted thousands of civilians with sniper fire. The commission interviewed an international journalist covering the demonstrations at the Malika site who described the scene that day. What was notable was the amount of injured people and the slow, methodical shooting. Every few minutes, you would hear a shot ring out and you would see someone fall, and then another shot and another person fell. It went on for hours. I saw a man who had been shot in the throat. I didn't see it happen, but I saw the immediate aftermath. He was covered in blood. I saw a man who had been shot in the head. There was a constant stream of bloody bodies being carried back towards the ambulances. It was surreal and endless. It became almost normal. It was happening so often. A shot, a person falling, people carrying the body away. The number of wounded was astonishing. I couldn't say how many people I saw who were shot because it was so high. I have covered wars in Syria, Yemen, Libya, and I've never seen anything like this. The slow, methodical shooting. It was just shocking. Presenting this fact is only a one-sided history if you think intentional civilian targeting is somehow warranted due to other unrelated instances of violence, which definitionally cannot be true. This is, of course, if we're taking international law into account, but Destiny's a Zionist, so that's not high on his priority list.
I'm pro-genocide.
Destiny has had similar Israel glazing-induced English language difficulties in the past. He had this same response when Norman Finkelstein brought up the 2018 border protests in the Lex Friedman Israel-Palestine debate early last year.
In 2018, there was the Great March of Return in Gaza. By all reckonings of human rights organizations and journalists who were there, it was overwhelmingly nonviolent. Along the Gaza perimeter, there was Israel's best trained snipers. Correct?
I don't know, best trained. There were snipers.
Fine.
Snipers.
Okay, all right? Because,
editorializing
hey, laugh. It's hilarious. The story is so funny.
You're lying about the
It's
Great
so
March of Return
funny.
had aspects of
Okay.
violence to it.
Okay.
According, even the UN
Okay.
says it
Okay.
themselves.
Okay.
But you only collect what the UN says that you like.
See, the problem, Mr. Morelli, is you don't
Mr. Morelli
know the English language. You don't
I can read from the UN website itself. In regards to the Great March of Return, they said, while the vast majority of protesters have acted in a peaceful manner, during most protests, dozens have approached the fence attempting to damage it, burning tires, throwing stones and Molotov cocktails towards Israeli forces, and flying incendiary kites and balloons into Israeli territory. The latter resulted in extensive damage to agricultural land and nature reserves inside Israel and risked the lives of Israeli civilians. Some incidents of shooting and throwing of explosives were also
talk fast.
I'm just
people
trying to
think that you're coherent.
I'm just
Notice Destiny's retort to Norm's description of the protests being overwhelmingly nonviolent is that there were actually aspects of violence. This is not a contradiction. Overwhelmingly means overwhelmingly.
I'm 16 years old. I was injured on land day on Friday, March 30th. I was on the eastern border in Rafah. There were thousands and thousands of demonstrators. Guys and girls, women, children, old people. I arrived at 9 a.m. We found a place to congregate. Then we went back for the Friday noon prayers. Then my friend and I went back to the border. But all the guys had backed away from the fence. My friend and I moved forward. We were in front of the guys. The other girls joined us. We all held hands. We moved to the front. The guys cheered us on. I was planting flags in the ground as I was moving forward. I planted a flag, grabbed another to wave it around. And the soldiers did not like this sight. I was boiling inside. Sorry. Every day we see the injustice we live in. I was among the very few in the front. We could be counted on your fingers. I went very close. I was 20 meters or more from the soldiers. When I was waving the flag, I heard gunshots. I was hit and I was in shock. It was like a nightmare. When they carried me, I fell to the ground. They carried me again, and they took me to the ambulance. I wanted to pass out. I was in so much pain.
Now, you find it so far-fetched. Israelis purposely, deliberately targeting civilians? That's such a far-fetched idea. An overwhelmingly nonviolent march. What did the UN investigation find? Brace yourself. You thought it was so funny, the idea of IDF targeting civilians. It found, go look this up on your machine.
I already know what you're going to say. You're going to say it found that only one or two of them were justified killings.
Targeted journalists, targeted medics, and here's the funniest one of all. It's so hilarious. They targeted disabled people who were 300 meters away from the fence and just standing by trees.
Zionism's crazy because it kind of backs you into a corner of having to defend the indefensible. And I don't know, if you're as shameless as...
I'm sorry, get his ass. Get his ass! Get his ass! Someone's been posting this. Thank you, Marikazam. Israel Army rides out t-shirt row. This is from the BBC. Israel, dude, you know it's bad when Israel's printing t-shirt designs that say 1 shot, 2 kills, and it's an image of a pregnant woman wearing a hijab. These are the good guys. Israeli officials have described there's like some of the text is cut out. I don't know how to fix this. Have been described as tasteless and inconsistent with army values. A popular military pastime of printing violent cartoons on t-shirts. Another design shows a child being similarly targeted with the slogan, "The smaller they are, the harder it is." In both images, the people being targeted appear to be carrying weapons. A third t-shirt design shows a dead Palestinian baby, and the words "better use directs." It's the most moral army. It's the most moral army. Like, I don't even know how you can defend any of this stuff. Like, I don't. Here you go. Here's the link to anyone who wants to see that. But like, we already all know this. Like, their goal is just to shit up the media as much as they can, to shovel as much garbage as they can to everyone, to the point where there's nothing you can do because you're just sitting there defending that, yes, Israel has done all of these terrible things. That their goal is really, you think the Israeli army is so evil that they would kill innocent people that were not doing anything? It's like, yeah, actually, yes. I do think Israel would do that, as a matter of fact. And we have reason to believe that Israel has done this. Whimsical Logic, thank you for the prime. Thank you. So they're just mad. A lot of these people are mad. I want to see if I can get to like Ethan Klein's segment. A lot of these people are just pissed because they're being rightfully called out for their callous behavior when it comes to Palestinians. I always used to think that media was propagandizing people, and if they saw the truth, they changed their mind. I'm starting to think that no matter what many Americans will never view brown people as human beings. I mean, I disagree. I think the number of pro-Palestine protests that we have seen in the past few years proves that people are willing to not just eat the propagandized garbage. Not to mention that like media trust is at an all-time low. Like people just don't trust CNN. They just don't trust MSNBC. They don't trust any of these news networks. And there's a very small, I mean, like Democrat, the DNC right now is at what, a 29% approval rating? Now, Fox News and Republicans, yeah, I agree. I think those people, it's a struggle to get those people to view brown people as human beings. I think those people, it'll be a second. But a little bit more lighthearted. I wanted to show you guys this days ago, and I totally forgot to show it to you guys. And I just remembered it existed. I can't believe Ethan Klein posted this on his story. It's titled Average Age 3 Podcast Episode in 2025. And he posted this on his Instagram story saying, viral TikTok about Eli killing children. It used to be neo-Nazis making these jokes.
And when we were done, I saw this kid. I wanted to say sorry for taking out your parents, but I don't speak terrorist, so I wanted to give the kid a lollipop, but then the kid pulled out a teddy bear. And what people don't know is Bears are really dangerous. They have sharp claws and teeth. Yeah, bears are dangerous, dude. Bears kill what, like 80,000 people a year?
Yeah.
And yet Hassan and his fans want you to pick the bear over the man in the woods? Give me a break, dude. What a joke. Yeah, way to protect women over there, Hassan. What a bunch of fuck. Okay, are we back? So anyway, what'd you do? Right. And you know, I was scared for my life, so I just opened fire.
Dude, every part of this is art. Every part of this is so art, dude. I'd like to see him be like, I'm going to sue this guy for defamation. I'd like to see that. I want him to sue this guy so that they can sit in front of a court and then this guy would be like, it's a fucking TikTok joke, dude. What the hell? Sorry, comedy is still legal, actually. Oh my god. Wait, that wasn't from the HD podcast? I hope he sues you. LOL. Yeah, me too. Me too. That would give me a lot of free press, and he will lose. So, yeah.